Listo, ahí estamos en stream.
Bien. Iniciamos.
Sí, podemos iniciar. Creo que ya estamos en stream, a ver. Entonces, primero vamos a presentar. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Students Leader Training Sessions. Today we will continue with our fourth session entitled How to Promote Activities Effectively. And thank you all of you for joining us again. I know it's a Friday and it's difficult to stay here, but well, before introducing our guest, let me remind you to complete the assistance forms, the attendance form. We will be sharing it during all the stream via the chat. Okay, and let me introduce our guest, Ariana Garcia. Ariana Garcia is an information systems engineering from UTN FRT. She has a master's in technology management at the UVA. Also is a QA engineer at the X3 Sistemas in a Vitruvi project by Fresnel. She is from SSAC from 2020 to 2023 in the IEEE Region 9 Students Awards Committee Chair 2020 to 2021. Also, she is IEEE student. She was from the IEEE Student uh, Award Recognition Committee from 2021 to 2022. Also, she is from YP Argentina section. She was the vice chair during 2024, and she's a CS SYP Scholarship Outreach Initiative Committee Chair in 2024. Also, she was part of the R9 Communications Committee as a chair in 2024 to 2025, and also she is a CSSYP Program and Initiatives Vice Chair. Thank you, Ariana, for in your presentation, and you can continue.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Marco, for the presentation, and good night, everyone. Thank you so much initially for inviting me and for having me in these training sessions. I think this is very, very amazing to be organized. So congratulations, first of all. So I'm Ariana Garcia, and today I'm here with you as the IEEE Region 9 Communications Committee Chair. This committee was created last year, and it's basically, it has the goal of creating engaging content, mostly in social media, but also helping with different communication strategies that can help the region reach our different members and new audiences, depending on what we want to communicate and how we want to promote these activities. So to get started, I wanted to say, to clarify that this talk and this conversation is not going to be like, I want to reach 1,000 followers in my social media. What are the steps to do that? Or I want to create content and I wanted to have 1 million likes, 1 million interactions, 1 million views. That's not going to be the topic today, but hopefully what we discuss, it's going to help you guys promote the content and reach the people that you want and have the results that you want based on that. So this is my second year in this role, and this has been a challenge for me. So what I'm going to share with you, it's a little brainstorming and some ideas of what I've learned so far as a communications, as part of the communications committee. So first of all, the part that I wanted to ask is that I know everyone in the student branches, in chapters, and in different affinity groups, we also organize different types of activities, projects, programs, right? We have a lot of initiatives going on throughout the year. And I wanted to ask you to please try to share different examples of what you do right now to promote your activities and to promote your projects. I think we can wait maybe a little bit to see if we can get some interactions. Marco, just you can just let me know. But I would like, guys, a couple of volunteers that can share some of your experiences here trying to promote activities and how do you do it?
Okay, I will see if anyone comments. I will read the comment section. And guys, participate. This kind of talk is really helpful. It's not the typical boring talk. Okay. Yareli Navarro says that Instagram posts at the chapter's account. It is the
Nice.
strategy.
Posts.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Also, Jessica says reels to upload some reels.
Nice.
Anyone else with any other idea? I think they are shy on a Friday night.
Friday night. That's true. Thank you for being here on a Friday night. We should put on some music at the end, right? Like,
Also, Tamia says through reels, the same.
nice.
LinkedIn,
Nice.
another strategy.
Perfect.
Also by Instagram and LinkedIn and around the school talking with people, putting some flyers. Flyers is a good one.
Nice. Yes.
And LinkedIn to promote events and share with the university social page. Rafa says that.
Nice. Awesome. I think it's really cool that you also guys start mentioning ideas that are outside of social media because that's another very, very important channel. So those are very, very good points.
Yeah. Also, Samir Garcia says WhatsApp groups related with it. Melissa Moya, we use social media, especially Instagram and WhatsApp groups.
Perfect. I think that all of that makes sense. And I think those are the most common applications and social media and channels that are used right now. So that makes a lot of sense. And now let me double the question. So what do you do to promote activities? And I wanted to ask you right now what to provide an example. It can be an Instagram link, a LinkedIn link, a flyer, something that you can share. And what is the most innovative way you have promoted an activity? That you said, okay, this time I did something different. I did something out of the box. I went beyond what we usually do to communicate and to promote an activity. And this is an example that I have. I think this might be a little question that is more difficult, but I
Ah,
hope you can provide examples, guys.
okay, I will read this comment section.
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Thank you. Maybe they are looking for the links, the posts
Yeah.
to share the examples. And I think it's also a good opportunity to learn from each other because everyone has different ideas. So we can learn and we can also grab those ideas for us.
Yeah. Well, let's read the first one. Juan Muñoz Diaz. We try to make events with local communities to reach our target audience. For example, an AI community to make a coffee talk with them. It's a really good idea.
Yes, that's a very, very good example. Thank you, Juan.
Come on, guys, more examples. We can make it. Also, Miguel Collado. We create reels advertising on LinkedIn, Facebook, and IG, but before doing so, we conduct a survey to find out what types of events they are interested in. That's specialized topics.
That's very important to do to make sure that the events that we do have an audience and a specific audience that we can target. I think that's really cool. And you guys use social media to promote that event.
Also, Samir Garcia, making events, inviting people from other universities, institutes, companies, and also trying to cut the attention from young people.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it is really important because young people are the ones that are gonna stay in the student branch,
So
and that's a good audience. Okay, let's see if someone
I think Moira also had a comment, right? Before Sami.
yeah, we wanted at the college to know about IEEE. We spread several posters saying, "Have you used IEEE 811 today?" It's also known as Wi-Fi.
That is good. I like it.
Yeah, and Samir said that's the hardest part of my work. It's really hard to catch new people. It's really hard.
Yes, and I can share that it's not only for student projects. It happens with committees, with sections, with chapters everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Carlos Alexandre, social media and events. I think it is pretty standard.
Yes, yes, I agree. And I think it's two different ways of promoting that are really cool. And
Yeah,
the idea of sharing these examples or sharing these ideas was to see what we usually do. Because I think that as engineers, as technical people, we are very used to working a certain way. And sometimes we are doing a lot of stuff and we are trying to do a lot of things at the same time. Sometimes I think that's very common. So we go ahead and have like a cycle, right? We have like a formula. This is what we do, and we have our step by step to what to do to promote an activity, to promote an event or a project. So one of the things that I try to do is to look outside of only IEEE to see what we do and try to find another examples of what other people do. And you know that we are engineers, so we are not mainly communicating to marketing or to communications in this particular way. But there are other companies and there are other people that are working with it. So as an example, I grabbed one of the companies that I think it does a good job promoting things, and that it's Netflix. So again, are you aware of any promotional efforts done by Netflix lately that you say, okay, I saw this in social media, now I want to see this show, now I want to see this movie? I'm not sure if it's happening in every country, but right now there's a new show in Argentina that it's called El Eternauta. It was launched yesterday, and it's like the in Argentina we love it because it's a success. It's a success, and Netflix is all the time talking about it. So it's like a major thing, at least here in Argentina. And I'm not sure for you guys, have you had that experience already with another show, with another series on Netflix?
well, let's see. I want to read a comment for the
Yes.
previous question. I think it
Yeah.
is really good. It is from Miguel Gonzalez. He says that we make with RAS local meetups to show up Colombia robotics projects and leave a space to make networking between industry investigators, professionals, and students.
Nice.
It's really nice. And come on, guys, let's try to think about this question on the screen.
I hope I'm not the only one that watches too much Netflix.
Nah, you're not alone. Tamia says, how Netflix promote Squid Games while making people actually play in the subway.
That's very true.
That's
And I think
very,
that's a
very true.
very good example because I think they didn't expect that show in particular to have the impact that it had worldwide. And now the second season, it's like it's everywhere. So yes,
Yeah,
that's a very good example.
let's see. Anyone else wants to share their opinion?
I can start sharing some examples that I found. Let's see if someone else can think of another example in the meantime.
Okay.
So I mentioned El Eternauta, that is the new show that came out yesterday. But there were other examples that I had in mind. So the first one is the Bird Box Challenge. I'm not sure if everyone saw this movie that it's called Bird Box. It's basically this woman that had to not see, to not die, in summary. So in social media, there was this challenge that it was Bird Box Challenge, where everyone was blindfolded with something, and they tried to do any actions. Like there were people trying to. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think you had a bad connection.
Yeah, it cut off a little bit. Sorry. So the first example is the Bird Box Challenge, that to promote the movie, Netflix promoted this challenge that it was basically people blindfolded doing different types of activities, trying to find people while they couldn't see, trying to touch food and trying to guess what that food was, everything without seeing. So people were generating content because they were having fun doing these challenges. And at the same time, they were promoting a movie from Netflix that I think at some point everyone had to see this movie because it was everywhere. So Netflix reported it was viewed by over 45 million accounts in its first week. And you can see that the effort done to communicate was not done directly by Netflix. They just had an idea and that they let people have fun, do the challenge, and then at the same time promote their movie. So I think that's very, very smart. Then another thing that it's in Argentina, I guess probably it's in a lot of countries as well, is this sign. Todavía me estoy recuperando de esta temporada de Black Mirror. I'm still recovering from the last Black Mirror season, which is a show as well. So this is common advertising that you see posters on the walls, you see things on the streets. I think that's very common. But I think Netflix adds a little more because they have fun messages, or you have to kind of know what they are talking about to understand them. So I think that's also a good way to give visibility to different shows and to the Netflix brand itself. It's like a a two goal kind of advertisement. And then I found another example, which is the Queen's Ball, a Bridgerton experience. Bridgerton is a show which happens in like the 1080s or in the 90s, or like it's an old show, and you can see in the image that it's like from another time, right? And what Netflix did was to create an experience around that. So they created this type of balls and parties where all the decoration was of that season. And there were some practices in the show that they also grab and put them in this kind of entertainment show. And there were a lot of people that dressed up and went there to have that full experience of the show. And I think from what we've mentioned so far, we are talking about advertisement, which is like the posters on the walls that you guys mentioned, and also this kind of experience that I think you also mentioned, doing some events to identify and to localize some audiences. So I think we're already doing those things. It's just maybe like we're already doing them. We are already thinking outside of the box. We are already thinking of different ways that are not only social media. You can see here that the first example is social media, but it's not only content that we generate to promote something that we are organizing. It's just promoting that other people are also doing that. They are interested, they are having fun, they saw something that was good in our event and they are posting about it. We have people that are interested, and then they are also sharing and creating content from us for our topic. So I think it's really cool that we are on the right track and doing some things that are successful for big companies like Netflix. So can you think of any other example or something that you saw in social media, something that you saw on the streets, something that you seen anywhere and you said, okay, I need to watch this, I need to listen to this, I need to buy this? It can apply to a lot of things.
Okay, guys, I will see you in the comment section. I want to share an experience. Do you know the program, The Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
I didn't know, but in the fridge of Sheldon, there is an IEEE badge. I was, yeah, it blew my mind when I first saw that.
It's amazing to find those things that are hidden.
Yeah, it's a really good reference.
Yes.
Okay, guys, I will see you in the comments. Let's see. No, 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 no.
Samir, for example, says they put ads everywhere and the information goes people by people. That's the way he learned from a show. So I think that's very similar to working with people or try to promote people so they can generate the content to help promote. Because instead of having one person doing all the job, you have another team promoting and sharing everything. So that's a good strategy.
Samir says that he just confirmed the fact that I told you about the IEEE badge in Charles Cooper Fridge. Yeah, it was really
Sometimes
nice.
the best.
Yeah, the best marketing.
Yes.
Let's see. I think everyone's shy by this time at the night.
Um, Another example that I was watching a lot in social media lately, I guess you know Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I love him at least. And he has now an advertising with Apple where he dances. And it's really, really cool to see him that way. It's like every time I see the video on social media, I keep looking at it. And it's promoting AirPods. They never say the brand, they never say the product, and you still get what he's promoting, which I think is like very, very genius.
Wow. And Pedro Pascal, he's a character, you know.
Yes, yes, he's pretty amazing. I like him very much.
Also saw a marketing from the Minecraft movie where you saw all
Mhm.
the stuff from the movie cooking with a Mexican streamer.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a really cool way to promote the movie.
I like that too. I think that when they do the stuff, it has a different kind of impact.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of examples out there. So I hope that you can identify them. It's okay if you don't want to share them, but I hope you can identify them and say, okay, I remember this, and this is a good idea, or this is a way to do these things. So basically, what it all comes to is a communication strategy, which means that people, in this case it was Netflix, or we as a student branches, as IEEE, would prepare structured plans or approaches used to effectively deliver a message to a target audience. The part that it's important here is like we're talking about strategy. We're thinking beyond. We're not thinking only on today or just posting something on Instagram, posting something on social media, creating a poster. It goes more than that. It's further. You need to think of why you're sharing. What do you want to achieve by sharing that? Who do you want to get? Who do you want to reach when you're doing your type of communication? What message do you want to deliver? What do you want people to learn from what you are communicating, from what you are sharing? So I think, well, at least what happened to me a lot is that we are just saying, okay, I'm going to create this picture, I'm going to create this flyer, and then I'm going to put it out there so that people know that we have an event or we have an initiative. But at the same time, are we delivering the right message? Are we accomplishing what we want by doing that? If we want to get people to go to an event, we want people to register for an event, we want people to provide feedback about something. Are we doing it the right way? Are we getting what we want from what we did? So this communication strategy is very important because it makes us think on how we do things and why we do things. So we have different components to this communication strategy. And I think there are a couple more, but I think these are the more important ones, which is goal, audience, channel, format, key message, and resources. What I mean by goal is what's the objective of what we are sharing? What is it that we want people to do once we share something? If we share, I don't know, we organize an event, right? And we want to people to go to that event. Then our goal is to get people into the event. But do we want anyone to go to the event? It's like we want people. It's an AI workshop, right? It's an AI talk. Do we want people that are not interested in that going there? Maybe yes, maybe not. Do we want, for example, a call for speakers? I think that's more specific. Do we want anyone to apply to be speaker, or are we looking for people that has a lot of experience, people that are from industry, people that work with quality analysis like me, or that are developers or work on robotics? So we have a very, very specific audience there, and we need to also be able to communicate towards that audience. Another important thing is channel. What are you using to share or to communicate your message? Are you using social media? What type of social media are you using? Um, are you using posters? Are you doing events? Are you doing talks at the university? Are you posting things on the university website? There are a lot of channels that they are also appropriate to the audience that you want to reach. Um, for example, if you're trying to look for a speaker that has a lot of experience, maybe that person is not right now on Instagram, or maybe it's not probably on TikTok. You might find them via email. You might find them via WhatsApp if you already identify them, or you can send an e-notice to get to those people. So the channel is also very important because it's very related to the audience, and that goes hand by hand with the format of what you're sharing. Um, Again, it's not the same thing sharing something on TikTok. It's not sharing, it's not, you don't have the same content in TikTok as you have in LinkedIn, for example, or Instagram, on Facebook, or even X, which is also a different type of social media with, I think it has a very different usage. So is it better for you to write an email, to write a very polite post, or to promote something as a video, as a reel, to do a game? Uh, what kind of format is it going to be more successful to what you want to achieve for the people that you want to communicate with, using the social media or using the channel that is more appropriate to that? So there are a lot of factors when you are talking about communication strategy. Then we have a key message to deliver. If you have this call for speakers, and then you're trying to get speakers to give different talks or to organize different types of activities, what if you promote something and they don't understand what you're trying to get from them? You can contact them and you can reach them and they can read your message, but what if they don't understand what you're trying to propose to them? Um, it's very important for everything that you want to achieve that people really understand what is it that we want when communicating. And then finally, resources. It's also something very important, being volunteers at IEEE, and also having limited money and resources in general. So what types of tools do we have available? Can we organize like a ball for Bridgerton with everything or decorated, organized, and different types of experiences? Or how far can we get delivering an experience? And I think the important part there is that as people that like to solve problems, this is something very related to that, that we need to get creative to achieve our goals, to achieve our audience, and to do it with the resources, the time, the tools, and whatever we know and whatever we can get, right? So the idea was to do a mini challenge, but I'm not sure if that's going to work a lot. But basically, the idea was to ask you guys to participate. It's like a little game to promote the regional student branches meeting this year that's happening in Uruguay. And the idea is to, our goal is to increase registration of student branch officers. So we have a specific audience. We don't want anyone to come. It's not like my dad, we have more attendees and my dad, my mom, my grandmother, they can all go to the event, right? No, let's say we want to increase the participation of student branches officers. And the challenge is that the only available tool that we have, the limited resources that we have, is that we can only use Paint. That I think, if I hope your guys are on a computer, otherwise this app is a website, it works exactly as Paint. So the idea is that you guys generate some content that can be shared. You're, let's say, part of the organizing team of the student branches regional meeting, and you need to get to the student branch officers so that they are excited and they want to participate and they do everything they can to go to the event. And then you have your tool that is Paint. So the idea is that you can try to design something, you prepare your strategy with your resources, and then I will share a link so we can all share what we do in a dashboard, hopefully.
Also, I will share
Yes.
the link for the SBRM 2025 as a petition
Nice.
with Jessica. I will share it in the comments. I
Perfect.
hear those
That's a
guys.
good idea.
Let's see, let's see.
And then, Marco, I shared with you a link that it's a place where people can upload the images that they do on Paint.
Okay, I will share it on the comments.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very good idea to
Yeah,
show videos of different places in Uruguay. Um, the thing is that the challenge is about only using Paint. So you have to get creative. Oh, with the resources that you have, how will you deliver your message? How you achieve your goal?
yeah. Also, I remember when I was in the last SBRM in El Salvador, they share
Mhm.
us like the best places in Uruguay where it was gonna be the SBRM, and it really caught me.
Yeah, Uruguay
Okay,
is very, very beautiful.
yeah. Okay, let's
Here's the
see.
dashboard.
We have some ideas here. Oh, we are 50, 60 people right now
Awesome.
on a Friday.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you guys for joining us. It's a really big accomplishment here.
Very true. I also wanted to share this because this is like the inspiration of, let me see, of the challenge. It's like me. I guess
Okay.
people have seen it. But it's basically, we are looking for a graphic designer, and that's genius. That's genius, and it's only Paint.
Wow, I haven't seen that. It's amazing.
It's pretty amazing. Yes. So you can see you can do something very, very cool, or at least something that you will remember because I saw this and I remember after years with the very limited resources.
Okay, let's see if someone shares. I think someone is on the dashboard right now.
Oh, yes, a couple people. Email marketing. Uh, yes. But the challenge is to do a promotional action using only Paint. That's the only tool you have right now to promote the SBRM. That's the task.
Maybe they can draw a carpincho, which is the mascot of
Yes.
SBRM, and give you ideas, guys. Use them.
Capiches when they are very cute.
Okay.
social media. Yes. Um, well, I'm not sure if it's like very clear. The idea is like you go to Paint, the app, Paint, right? And then do something to promote the SVRM in Uruguay so that we can get registrations for from officers, student branch officers.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's gonna take some time.
Yes, that is true. Maybe we can come back to the dashboard later, or I can provide a link that we can visit later if anyone
Yeah,
has any ideas and post them.
yeah, you guys can upload your ideas on the dashboard until the end of the session, and we'll review it at the end.
Yes, yes, exactly. And we also have likes, so we can do that as well to vote the best idea. Here we have a niche. Promote on social media the activities that are accessible to all individuals during the SBRM. Very true. So to wrap up a little bit, lessons learned from the experience of working with social media, working with communications a little bit, is that it is very important to design a strategy and to dedicate quality time to work on that. As I mentioned before, there's important criteria that we all need to take into account when we are thinking of communicating something and how we are communicating something. So think of what's the best way for to communicate to promote your activity, depending on the type of activity, event, or initiative that you're doing. Who are you targeting? What are the channels that you have available? And what is the goal that you want to achieve with your messages? It is also very important to focus on your strategic goals. Strategic goals, it's, as I mentioned before, thinking ahead is not only something that I want to do today for today, it's something that I want to last in time. It's something that I want to share today, but at the same time, it is something that I want you guys to take with you for a long time and think of it when you are doing something about this. So define strategic goals that will drive every action in your organizational unit. When you have a goal for your year, when you have a strategy of what your student branch wants to do this year, every activity, every action, everything that you do will be driven by that. Know your audience, that we were discussing before. Identify your audience to properly design your communication strategy. Depending on who you want to reach, you will use different channels, you will use different language, different types of images, videos, or just text. You will use email or LinkedIn. There's there are a lot of channels and a lot of ways to do something. And then watch and learn. That's basically looking at other social media, looking at other people that are doing the same, looking at other people that are communicating, sharing content, generating that content, and then measure the success that they get. If you're doing your strategy, it means that you are thinking of how you want to communicate. But you might not get the best results the first time. Hopefully you do. But sometimes it takes a little bit of learning on how things work, to learn how to know your audience, what your audience like, where are the channels that they usually visit, and measure the success of your strategy. Did you achieve your goals? Did you get the impact that you want? Did you get the reactions and interactions that you were expecting? And based on that, understand what could change and try different things until it gets better and better and better. So as a summary, that was it. It was very short, but the idea was that we could see some examples, we could share some examples, and we could think a little bit outside of the box, because we have a lot of tools, but at the same time, tools are not everything. Creativity, it's important. Strategy, it's important. Knowing your audience, delivering the correct message. We have to keep a lot of things in mind, so it's a little harder than it seems. But at the same time, it's a very fun challenge. So I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you remember some examples and you can think of better ones.
Yeah, I think people will never forget about the paint. We are looking for a graphic designer. Thank
That's
you
very
so
cool.
thank you so much, Ariana, for your presentation. And also, I want to know if you guys have any questions or concerns. Feel free to leave them in the section comments in the comment section. So I will read you, and Ariana is going to try to answer your questions. And now we're waiting for you. Okay, let's see. I think Samir uploaded something to the dashboard.
I love that idea. I like that idea. Thank you so much. I love it.
Okay, Moira says, what was the most innovative strategy you have ever seen a student branch promote?
That's a very, very good question. Um, I think the ones that I like most are videos. And recently there's one that I saw that it's like very playful when people talk and then they push the phone away and then someone shows up and it's like they are grabbing the phone and they are switching between people and I think they were sharing benefits from IEEE, for example. I think it's something that it's very different from what we usually do, or at least what I usually see. That is very serious because we are IEEE. We are not very or at least when I was part of the student branch, we were very formal. We wanted to transmit that, not so much that we were fun or we had these social events. Um, and I'm not in touch very much now with student branches, so I may not see a lot of videos right now. Um, but I think those kind of videos that are fun, those are the ones that I remember at least that are good.
Yeah, and also adding some information in my student branch, we are like promoting not the technical nor the formal part of IEEE. I think it's getting good results showing that.
That's that's good. Maybe you can share some examples later in the chat because I think that's exactly what what it's good to share in this talk, in this conversation.
Yeah. Also, we have another question. I will show it in the screen. What
Mhm.
elements should a good publication have to really attract the public's attention?
Well, that's a good question, and at the same time, it's very relative. So I cannot be very specific because again, it will depend on who you are trying to reach. What's your audience? Are you trying to get people that I don't know plays a lot of games, watches a lot of football, likes asado? You know, I know the stereotype of Argentina. So depending on who you're targeting, what do you want to say? You have a lot of ways to get people's attention. But it's basically know your audience. You put an image from Messi, and everyone in Argentina will stop and will look at your picture, for example, because it has Messi in it. If you put an asado, people will say, okay, someone from another country knows about asado, and you have someone from Argentina reading your picture or your comment. So I'm not sure if there are key elements. I think it's having something that can get the attention of people. And it depends again on the channel that you're using. If you're using X, if you're using Twitter, maybe there's no need to have an image there. There are some words already that attract the attention, or the name of your account, or there are a lot of factors that you should take into account. But that's basically knowing your audience and then delivering your message to that audience using the proper channels. If it's images, if it's reels, if it's videos, if it's in email.
Yeah, okay. There's a new one. Dylan C.
Imagine a QR. Nice, nice. I imagine it.
I think we're losing Ariana. Are you there, Ariana?
I think I'm back. Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, nice. Thank you.
Okay, Tamia says that she's gonna share a reel from the student branch. Let's see what she says.
Nice. We have another one. Are you part of your branch? Extra points. Can you use your imagination to think this is a carpincho? We are looking for you. Exactly. I like it. And yet it's a different carpincho. Special carpincho.
Okay, let's see if Tamia shares the link. And
Okay.
I think we had a really good session, many people interacting with us, even though it was a holiday, the workers day.
Yes.
I know many
Friday
people,
holiday.
you know, I know many people should be in the beach by this time. Let's see. And also, guys, don't forget to register your attendance. I shared the link in the comments.
We have two new ones and I like them. Achubuli, Uruguay. Nice. This is also carpincho, or it's a bear. I think that will be the mascot. I don't know which is the word in English. La mascota of the event on carpincho. And then SVRN share bright real moments. Nice. I see what you did there. I like it. Very cool. Yes, I like it. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for those that participated and drew something, even though I agree we might not be artists. I think this is great.
Dylan says he's very bad at drawing. That's why he chose that engineering. I will share you the link that Tamia put on the comments. Maybe you can see
Yes.
the reel.
Okay. And we have another one. Uh, SVRM, Uruguay is waiting for you. Friends, experiences, ideas, work. IEEE. This one also very nice.
Yeah. And the description says, los esperamos a todos con mate.
Okay. I'm from Argentina, so we share mate. I can say that. I saw this one as well.
Yeah.
This one's also fun.
Yeah, that's my
I
student
love
branch.
it.
I'm very proud of
Nice,
it.
nice, nice. Yes, I love it. This is also very fun. Like, I will like it later. But this is a very, very good example.
Okay. I think no one else have any question.
Mhm.
Is it okay for you if we end the session here?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
Thank you everyone for participating in this SLT third session. And don't forget to fill the registration form. Don't forget it. It will count as an attendance. You know, this is part of the certification, and we are counting attendance. Thank you so much, Ariana. It was a really good presentation. Also, all the people participating in this talk, I really loved it. And I hope to see you guys on Monday. We will continue with these sessions on Monday. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you so much, you guys, for the organization. And thank you so much for everyone that participated.
Thank you so
Happy
much, guys.
Friday.
Happy Friday. See you guys. Thank you.